Hi everyone. Yeah, it's been a little while. I'm still here, just about. I think it's been nearly a year since I last uploaded a video to YouTube. If you're still here, thank you. If you're new, welcome. Yeah, I've had a little bit of time off away from sort of social media and things. Had a lot of changes and work's been a little bit hectic at the moment. I've had a few ideas and things that have been going on in the background throughout the last sort of year, and they've all sort of stockpiled. I've got literally creations everywhere, like half finished, half done creations that I really need to sort of start finishing. So I'm slowly getting there, little bit by little bit. So the one that I'm going to show you today is a little tip on reducing resin waste. This is something that I kept doing. Like I kept pulling those do you know what, 1 minute, let me get the thingy what I'm talking about. Here we go, I'm back. So yeah, I kept pulling these off my I can remember the name, you know, the mat with the spiky bits in it, yeah, that you put your resin thing on and you pour it over to make it all shiny and stuff. Oh my god, honestly, my brain, that thing. Anyway, so when you finish doing that, you're left with, well, that. And I was like, surely that can be used for something. That looks like it can be used. So from that, I created this. Can you see that in the background? Woo! A little floral, real preserved floral rose heart thing, with the base being made from that waste. But usually you can't really do anything with it, so you can either break it up and put it back into your future resin products or just chuck it, which I think a lot of people do. But with waste we can always create something. So stick around and I'm going to show you how I created that. Let me get it again. This little rose heart thing. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, let's get on with it, shall we? So there's my doming mat, now that I've looked up what it was that I was actually meaning. Yeah, doming mat. See those little spikes on it? You put your resin thing on top and then you pour the resin over to give it that beautiful silky smooth look. Yeah, I'm making an absolute mess of this mat right now. I'm trying to pull it and I've just like torn it to bits, but it's really old, so that's why it's done that. But yeah, there we go. I've got myself my resin doming thingy. So what I've done now is I've cut out a shape. I've made a little heart there. You can obviously do any shape that you like. So for the dried flowers, I hang flowers around the ceiling of my craft room, just whenever I get flowers, if someone's nice to me and then I get them. So then, yeah. Here I've got a bit of twine, I guess the word is, yeah. And I'm just hooking it into that middle bit, tying a little knot there, and that'll be the tie where the floral heart will be suspended from. Tying a little knot in the end there. So after that, I'm going to get my dried flowers. I can't remember who gave them to me. I'm just going to pretend it was someone lovely. And I dried them just by hanging them upside down for a couple of weeks, and then they dry beautifully. I'm cutting off the ones that I want to use, leaving a bit of a stalk on there for now. I'm just picking the colours of what I think will go nice together. I was a little bit brave because usually I'd do all the same colour, or like I tend to stay away from sort of pastel-y tones because they scare me a bit because they're not bright and bold I can work with. But I thought, let's go for a little muted sort of powdery colours. So I've got my first flower and I'm starting in the middle just because I thought that would be a sensible place to start. And I've stuck it through. I'm now turning it round and I got my hot glue ready. God, because I love a bit of hot glue, me. And I'm just gluing the whole of the back of that rose that touches the resin mat thing that I've pulled off. And I'm gluing it in place. That's why I left the long stalks on the flowers, so you don't burn yourself. And it's easier to hold it in place that way rather than squashing the flower. So after that was dry, I'm then adding more flowers. Again, this one had a little bit of a shorter stalk. I think I went a bit wrong there, but you can still work with it by holding the front. Luckily, it's not a flower that's falling apart, because sometimes when they dry, they get really delicate, don't they? And they can fall apart. But this one hasn't. So I've done the same thing. I've just glued the back of it, and I'm carrying on. I'm leaving the stalks out for now, and just in case I need to heat up the glue and move them or anything. So I'm just leaving them in place. That one's getting in the way, so I'm just cutting it down. So's that one. So there we go. Waiting for that glue to dry. Making sure I've got them in place firmly. See, it is looking like a bit of a gluey mess at the back, isn't it? But, you know, that's not the bit that's going to be seen. So it's all good. Slowly working my way through. A lot of yellow roses going on there. So yeah, it was that I wasn't sure about these colours. As I was doing it, I was thinking to myself, oh, have I messed up here? But I carried on gluing the roses. I was actually listening to like an Alice in Wonderland thing as I did this, getting right into it with the roses. So as you can see, the back is still messy, but that can always be covered. So I finished, and look how beautiful that looks. All those roses stuck together, and you can't see the resin thing at all. But what I do need to do is I need to trim down any of the stalks that are still sticking out. So as you can see there's quite a few. So I'm going to grab a pair of scissors, and I'm going to chop and just cut them all down. So now it's up to you. If you wanted to make this as a gift for someone, you might want to get a piece of cloth and cut it and then glue that to the back. That way it would cover all of those stalks and that gluey mess that's going on. If not, if it's just for yourself, then if it doesn't bother you, leave it. It's fine. And there we go, all cut down. And you could cover it now or leave it. And that is your floral heart complete. Now let's have a look at it when it's hung up on a wall. Yeah, beautiful. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, guys. Bye.